a city unlike the others. Many cities were ruled by kings who hungered for greatness. They built towering walls of stone, filled their halls with treasures, and carved their names into monuments so that future generations would remember them. But Salem was known for something different: peace. Its streets were quiet. Its people lived beneath the shadow of the mountains, and the city carried an atmosphere unlike the restless kingdoms Abraham had seen before. It was a place where the sound of conflict seemed far away. As Abraham approached, a man stepped out to meet him. He did not wear the armor of a warrior. No sword hung at his side. His face was calm, his eyes steady, and there was a quiet authority in his presence unlike any king Abraham had ever seen. He carried the stillness of someone who knew a greater power than armies and weapons. This was Melchizedek, king of Salem, priest of God Most High. In his hands he carried bread and wine. Abraham stopped. For a moment, the noise of the journey faded. The footsteps of his servants, the movement of the rescued families, and the sounds of the road seemed to disappear. The battle was behind him. The victory had already been won. Yet as he stood before this mysterious king, Abraham sensed that another kind of battle was being uncovered, one not fought with weapons, but within the heart. Melchizedek lifted his hands and spoke. "Blessed be Abram of God Most High, possessor of heaven and earth." The words were simple, but they carried the weight of something eternal. They seemed to rise above the quiet city, above the mountains, above the fading light of the day. Abraham lowered his head. Melchizedek continued, "And blessed be God Most High, who has delivered your enemies into your hand." Abraham looked at the priest of Salem. This man did not praise Abraham. He turned every honor back toward God. The victory belonged to the Creator, the God who made the heavens and the earth. Abraham received the bread and wine and listened carefully. There was something different about this king. He was a ruler, yet he served. He was a priest, yet he walked among men. He was a king, yet he brought peace. The air of Salem seemed to carry the meaning of his presence, a place of rest after the storm, a quiet reminder that true power was not found only in conquest. Abraham knew this was no ordinary meeting, and before leaving Salem, Abraham gave him a tenth of everything, not because Melchizedek demanded it, but because Abraham recognized honor. The armies of men had chased after kingdoms, but here stood a man whose kingdom was built on righteousness and peace. And Abraham wondered, who is this man whom God has placed in my path? The answer would remain a mystery for generations, but the meeting between Abraham and Melchizedek would never be forgotten, for on that day, a warrior met a priest, a man of faith met a king of peace, and history remembered their encounter.